A Florida man was shot by the police while celebrating the new Florida gun law. A Florida woman stole an alligator and kept it in a bathtub for a photo shoot. A Florida man hid meth inside his McDonald's breakfast sandwich. And a Florida man is accused of torching a car of his girlfriend/cousin. These are the weird stories for Friday on Weird AF News, and they are all from the state of Florida. Because on Friday on Weird AF News, we only do weird news from the state of Florida. It's called Florida Fridays on Weird AF News. Let's do it. A Florida man was shot by the police while celebrating the new Florida gun laws. This is how you celebrate like a dumbass. Yeah, way to celebrate the new law by immediately making sure you cannot legally carry a gun ever again in Florida. We think. I don't know. They're pretty lax with the gun laws. This Florida man was so pleased with the new state's open carry laws that he decided to celebrate. He was so happy that he can carry around his gun in the open without a permit. That's what's happening in Florida. I covered the story in July when the law went into effect. And I postulate that this is not going to end well for the state of Florida. Hey, you just don't want to put out there that you can just open carry a gun when, you know, there's a lot of guns, drugs, and mentally disabled individuals. But let's get back to this particular story about a Florida man who was so happy that he can carry his gun around. He was a little too happy. He decided to just blast it into the sky. Yay, I can carry? Bam, bam. Yeah, we said you could carry. We didn't say you could just blast it into the sky while you're standing in a crowd, sir. He fired his rifle to celebrate the state's new open carry laws before promptly being shot by a police officer. Well, he's finally been arrested following a 2-month stint in the hospital. They have to wait for you to get better, and then they arrest you. It's kind of a way of being kicked while you're already down, but deservedly so in this instance. The Florida man's name is Christian Labout. He's 37 years old, and he loves guns. He was shot by the police on July 7th after he fired his gun into the air. A law enforcement officer shot him when he refused to comply with officers and began running away from them. So he just doesn't get it. He thinks that you can do anything with your gun. He thought the law was that you could just shoot it everywhere openly. He didn't realize it was just, no, you could just carry it. Of course, that's going to lead to people shooting it in the air and shooting it out in public. I don't know what the police expected. I don't know what lawmakers expect when you make these lax gun laws. You're just going to get behavior like this. When you normalize guns, you get the crazies who think it's just okay to just whip them out everywhere and shoot them everywhere. This is what you're going to get. Now, according to the arrest report, the Florida man, Christian, was found at his apartment in Miami wearing body armor and wielding an AR-15. Witnesses reportedly told the police that Christian announced he was doing all of this to celebrate the new law. And he decided that it was going to be pretty cool to fire a string of bullets into the air from his semi-automatic rifle. Police have said officers attempted to reason with Christian, the Florida man, to put the weapon down and show his hands, but he did not comply. Reportedly, he ran down a corridor, and that was when he was shot by an officer several times. It's a miracle he survived, but he did have some body armor on. Since the incident, Christian has been treated for his injuries at the hospital and trauma center. Police were unable to arrest him until he recovered from his gun wounds. Christian was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, possession of a short-barrel rifle, and resisting an officer. He was charged with 48 counts of discharging a firearm in public. 48 counts. It wasn't enough just to go bang, bang, bang. No, 48 bang, bang, bangs. Says here, while Christian clearly felt the need to celebrate the passing of this bill, not everyone agrees with permitless open carry in the state of Florida. A poll conducted by the University of North Florida in March showed 77% of the respondents were somewhat or strongly opposed to this permitless carry legislation, a number that included 62% of Republicans as well as 93% of Democrats. What do we take away from that? Well, you take away that lawmakers don't give a damn what the people want. They make choices based on what they and their friends want, or what interested parties have wrote them a check. That's usually how it goes. A Florida woman stole an alligator from her former job and kept it in a bathtub. A Florida woman was cited for keeping a baby gator in her bathtub for a photo shoot. Nice little taking photos with the baby gator. That's lovely. Oh, I'm trying to find if there's any photos of her with the gator. Let me see. I'll click on this link. There's photos of the gator, but not of her and the gator. I'd love to see some glamour shots with her and the baby gator in her lap. She taped the gator's mouth shut, so she definitely has some scruples. But obviously, when you're stealing alligators from your former job, that's not okay. According to the incident report, officials became aware of the situation after the sheriff's office received a tip regarding an individual in possession of an alligator. Deputies were told a woman was housing the alligator in her bathtub at the Grove Resort and Water Park in Winter Garden. Oh, the Grove Resort and Water Park. That sounds like an amazing place. Is it an actual water park? Well, let's be thankful she didn't release the alligator into the lazy river or something. Upon arrival at the woman's room, I assume it's a hotel room, they confirmed the presence of the juvenile alligator inside the bathtub and interviewed the woman. It's a very strange sentence there. The juvenile alligator. This alligator is a juvenile. We can't prosecute the alligator as an adult. It's a juvenile. They interviewed the woman. We'd like to interview you about your illegal alligator in the bathtub, miss. Would you be willing to give us an interview about that? All right. Bring in the lights. According to the media, the woman was identified as 25-year-old Florida woman Madison Stefan. Stefan claims she had permission to keep the alligator from her former workplace called Croc Encounters, which is a wildlife park in Tampa. Ooh, Croc Encounters. That sounds like a nice place to get bit, right? I'm so surprised that there's all these businesses that crop up around being able to see alligators in your presence, where you could just kind of walk anywhere in Florida and see alligators in your presence. I'd imagine just look for a little bit of water, something swampy, and you're going to see them. You're going to see them on the side of the highway and in various bathtubs and hotel rooms. Now, it says here that Stefan, the Florida woman, told the police that she borrowed the alligator from her former employer, Croc Encounters, so she could bring it to this resort and take pictures for her birthday. Oh, it's her birthday celebration. Strange birthday celebration to want to take photos with an alligator, but okay. To each his own. People love to include alligators in their celebrations these days, it seems. I came across a story of someone that used one during a gender reveal party, and within which the alligator bit the grandma. So, I mean, that went as expected. According to the incident report, Stefan admitted she went to Croc Encounters before it opened and used a key she had kept to get into one of the animal buildings in order to capture the baby crocodile. She planned to keep the alligator in her bathtub with water for 5 days, which was her entire time at the resort, celebrating her birthday. It's birthday week! Bring in the gators! In the report, the officer indicated that the alligator was, quote, cold to the touch after spending time in this cold tub of water. Wait, she worked at the Croc Encounters. Doesn't she know how to keep a gator comfortable? She doesn't even know how to keep the gator comfortable, man. Cold water? I don't think so. No, gators need some lukewarm water, like Florida temperature water. And they need the occasional rub down as well. They love to be massaged, right? They like it right behind the backside. It says here, when the deputy called Croc Encounters, they confirmed that the alligator was actually missing. They also confirmed, as you expected, that they had not given permission to the Florida woman, Stefan, to borrow the alligator for her birthday celebration and photo shoot. While the company decided not to pursue charges, the woman was charged with a misdemeanor unlawful sale, possession, or transportation of alligators or alligator skins. Oh, I see what's going on here. She was going to sell the gator, but then she tried to cover that up by saying, oh no, I was going to use it for my birthday photo shoot, which is a very unbelievable story. I don't know where you come up with that. How about I say I was going to use it for a photo shoot? That's good. I mean, say you're going to eat it with corn on the cob. I mean, before you say you're going to use it for a birthday shoot, no one's going to believe that. Although, I don't know, people are wacky these days with the birthday celebrations. Yes, you can't do a Florida Friday episode without a story about gators. And you can't do a Florida Friday episode without, the song, Alligators Everywhere, coming up. Got an alligator in my backyard and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Got an alligator in my patio and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Had an alligator at my birthday party and nobody cared. Nobody cared. Had an alligator in the front seat of my Volkswagen and nobody cared, 'cause it's Florida. Alligators everywhere and nobody cares. In Florida there's alligators everywhere and nobody cares. Yay! A Florida man tried to hide meth in a McDonald's breakfast sandwich. Are we sure this isn't how they just serve the breakfast sandwiches in Florida? That coffee's strong, but for some of us, it's not strong enough. I need a much more of a morning pick-me-up, please. Could you give me the wink-wink supersized breakfast sandwich? You know what I'm saying. Give me the wink-wink supersized. Yeah, the one with meth inside is what I'm saying. Now, although this story involves a Florida man, it took place in Oklahoma, because you can take the Florida man out of Florida, but you can't take the Florida man out of the Florida man. Am I right, guys? A bag of meth was found hidden inside a half-eaten McDonald's sandwich, breakfast sandwich specifically. This was during a traffic stop in Oklahoma. An officer with the Catoosa Police Department pulled over Florida man Mitchell Raper. Come on, bro. Your last name's Raper? I'm telling you, it says R-A-P-E-R. That's Mitchell Raper, Florida man. That's, this is the Florida man names of all Florida man names. Am I right? Oh, all right. Raper's a last name. All right. I was unaware of that, but now this is something we all have to know in life. There's people with the last name Raper. There's probably a woman out there with the name I'm a Raper. I mean, that's just terrible, terrible. Okay. It says here, Florida man Mr. Raper's vehicle also had a cracked windshield. It's cracked. Because it's a Florida man. There's going to be crack in a Florida man's life. Always, always. Whether it's inside their sandwiches or in their windshield. Now, they're reporting that when Raper was pulled over near a McDonald's, the officer smelled marijuana coming from his vehicle. That's when the officer called in the K-9 unit. The K-9 discovered the methamphetamine in a coin purse sandwiched between a McDonald's sausage patty and the bread. A coin purse? You know, like an old lady has a coin purse? Oh, Grammy heard you got a B+ on your report card. Let's see what we got in Grammy's coin purse for you, huh? How about a couple of nickels there, little buddy? A coin purse? How does that even fit inside a breakfast sandwich? There's so many questions here. So it's in a coin purse between the sausage patty and the bread, all right? Oh, sir, how do you explain the meth in your breakfast sandwich from McDonald's? Oh, officer, this is the new breakfast sandwich from McDonald's. It comes with meth inside. It's called the McTweeker, and I really recommend it for that morning pick-me-up. You know, get yourself a couple McTweekers. I think they're 2 for $5 right now, guys. Come on now. Yeah, I recommend it with a side of smoking hash browns. Stupid. Want to create your own podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record, edit on your phone or your computer, send it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video recording options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! A Florida man is accused of torching a car of his girlfriend/cousin. Well, this sounds like a story from Alabama, more so than Florida. But, North Florida is basically South Alabama, as they say. The police arrested 37-year-old Florida man Melvin Cintrone after accusing him of lighting a car on fire. Police say the car belonged to Melvin's then-girlfriend, who also happened to be his cousin. Ooh, can't wait for the details. Is this a lover's spat, or a family altercation, or a blend of each? It says here, according to the arrest report, Florida man Cintrone was caught on camera lighting the Jaguar on fire in front of a home along Fifth Avenue near North Miami. The police say he also left a cell phone behind. Yeah, because the Florida man never covers his tracks. Police say they determined soon after that the vehicle belonged to Cintrone's girlfriend/cousin, but they weren't able to interview her after failed attempts to contact her over the subsequent days following this crime. The girlfriend cousin said she initially lied to investigators and told them that the car caught fire as she drove home. She did that because she feared reprisals from Florida man Cintrone, who made her put the phone on speaker whenever she spoke to investigators. The woman told police that she fears Cintrone in part because he regularly carries a fully automatic gun. Oh, yeah, I would fear him as well for carrying a fully automatic gun and for lighting vehicles on fire on a regular basis, it sounds. The cousin/girlfriend says his fully automatic gun has a double drum high-capacity magazine, which she told the police he refers to as the gun's titties. This just gets better and better. His titties. Don't make me unleash my titties on you. I'm going to empty these titties in your car. Okay, so yeah, he calls it his gun's titties due to the two round drums on the sides of the magazine. Okay. The girlfriend/cousin also told police that Cintrone stole her purse and left her stranded at a marketplace after the two got into an argument because he thought she was flirting with the bartender. My goodness. That bartender's lucky to even be alive, because you'd imagine anyone who flirts with his cousin is going to receive them titties. You're going to get these titties. After issuing a warrant, police say officers later located Cintrone outside of a business and arrested him at gunpoint, thankfully. You got to do your best to get a guy like this off the streets, because you don't know when he's going to whip out his titties and who's going to be in danger of being on the wrong end of those titties. Or arson. Hey, everybody. Thanks for spending some time with me on this Florida Friday episode of Weird AF News, and thank you to everyone who sent me Florida articles the past couple days and this week. I appreciate that very much. Made my job much easier. I have to give thanks and praise to someone named Jeff, who left me a really nice review on Amazon. And Jeff gave me 5 stars, which is pretty gratuitous, I would say. Jeff wrote, "I don't like Mondays. Jonesy, I start my mornings with a shower and the news. First, Weird AF News, then the regular awful news. Come Monday morning, there is no Weird AF News for me. This is not something I look forward to. I find your loose improvs, silly songs, and questionable accents in the same vein of humor as my own. Stupid, silly, irreverent. Keep it up. I do try to spread the word about your podcast whenever I can. I wish I could tell you that you have caught on with everyone I know, but I will keep trying to both improve their lives as well as help your career, sir. Be well, Jonesy." Jeff B. from Southeast Florida. Wow, how appropriate on a Florida Friday episode to get a review from a guy in Southeast Florida. Oh, Jeff, we all pray for you over there in Florida, man. We hope that you're safe and that you're living a productive life down there, a life bereft of meth and arson. So shout out to Jeff B. from Southeast Florida. Thank you so much for the review, buddy. I so appreciate that. You guys can leave me a review on Amazon or Apple Podcasts, also known as iTunes. And if you're listening on Spotify, you can click 5 stars and just give me some stars. You can't really write a review as of now, but you can click 5 stars. It just takes a second. Please do so. And then if you want to spread the word about the podcast like Jeff does, I would appreciate that as well. Tell a friend or a lover or a neighbor about Weird AF News over the weekend. If you would like to support the show, I would appreciate that. That doesn't cost a damn thing. But if you have some extra money because you just won the lottery and you would like to support the show in other ways, you could be a sponsor of the show. Just email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. Or you can buy me a coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com. You could hire me to make a cameo for someone in your life. You know, someone in your life that is a fan of Weird AF News. You could hire me to make a personalized video wishing them a happy birthday or wishing them a successful operation and saying good luck with their life, that kind of thing. Just go to cameo.com/comedian Jonesy for that. And you can join the Patreon. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews, or download the Patreon app on your smartphone and do a search for Weird AF News, and you can support it like that. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I appreciate your time, so I'll keep the outro very brief. I am going to publish some phone calls after this that I didn't get to publish yesterday because I couldn't make it work. I'm sorry. Sometimes Jonesy has technical snags. because Jonesy isn't so bright all the time. Anyways, if you'd like to call the show, the number is 646-450-2012. Follow me on Instagram at FunnyJones if you'd like to see where I'm performing. This Saturday night, I'll be in Corona, California. So if you're there, look on my Instagram for all the information, and you can DM me and I'll put you on the guest list. How about something like that? Anyways, I love you very much. I wish you the best and good luck with your life, man. Everyone.
Yay! Give me the weird news and free my soul. I want to get lost in the Florida. Oh, crocodiles, alligators. Oh, wait. Ah! Yeah, hey, Jonesy. So I was telling everybody I knew about Weird AF News, you know, and I wanted to make sure everybody gets to listen. I've actually never listened myself, but I've given you plenty of negative reviews anyway on the, you know, the internets, because I mean, your singing is great. I love your singing, but I'm not here for the news. I'm here for your singing. So if you had like a weird songs AF, anyway, you know what I'm saying. So I was anyway. I got got arrested. Told my arresting officer about Weird AF News, because that's, you know, the right thing to do. I want to make sure everybody hears about you. And so I told the arresting officer about the Weird AF News. And you know what? On the way down to the station, we went ahead and he let me play your latest episode of Weird AF News on the way to the station. And you know what? When we got there, he was laughing so hard, he ended up just letting me go. So I'm glad I ended up playing a Florida Friday episode for the guy. Yeah, man. So thanks for saving my butt. Take it easy and good luck with your life, man.
Hello, fellow weirdos. It's Michael calling from Iowa City. And my purpose in calling today is to remind everyone that Saturday, September 30th, is International Podcasters Day. And I'm sure all of you weirdos listening would love to show your love and appreciation for Jonesy and the hard work he puts in to bring this 5-day-a-week podcast to all of the loyal listeners of Weird AF News. You know, it's not easy to do all the work that Jonesy does. He's the creator, producer, host, archivist, editor of this podcast, and I think we should all show our love and support for him for the hard work he puts in and the laughter, levity, love that he brings to this. I get so much joy out of living each day listening to this podcast, and I just appreciate him so much. And we should show our appreciation by calling Jonesy at 646-450-2012, getting his address and sending him the gift of our choosing. Or we can join the Patreon by going to patreon.com/weirdafnews and joining on a monthly basis for as little as $2 a month or just a dime a day. That's pretty cheap for the entertainment that we get from Jonesy on a 5-day-a-week basis. We can also go to the website at weirdafnews.com and click on the Buy Jonesy a Cup of Coffee button, and you can buy a single cup or multiples. That choice is up to you. Or also on the website, you can click the PayPal button and make a monetary to Jonesy in any dollar amount that you would like. There's also a new method to show your appreciation for Jonesy. You can have him make a video message by going to cameo.com/comedian Jonesy. And he'll record a video message for you, maybe for a loved one, for a special occasion like a birthday or an anniversary, or maybe for someone you don't care for so much. Like maybe you'd like to quit your job and you'd like him to record a message for Jonesy to tell your boss that you're leaving your job. Hey, boss, take this job and shove it. You know, the choice is yours. But we have many options in which to support Jonesy for the hard work he puts in on this podcast from the hot closet. And, you know, I think that all of us should at least consider showing our appreciation on International Podcast Day, just over a week away on Saturday, September 30th. And I'd appreciate it if everyone would at least consider this. Thank you, Jonesy. We love you and appreciate you. And we would say to everyone, good luck with your life, man. We love you, Jonesy.
Hey, everybody. And don't forget to Google the words Floridaman and your birthday. See what kind of crazy stuff you come up with. What happened on your birthday? So like if it was April 27th, like Mr. Jonesy, you would just type in Floridaman, April 27th. See what kind of crazy catastrophe happened on your birthday. Stay weird, everybody. Good luck with your life. Keep on rocking in the weird world. Yeah!
Hi, Jonesy. It's Connie from Cedartown, Georgia. And I'm calling about the podcast you did yesterday about the missing stealth fighter jet, what was it? The police, the pop-up bar for the homeless, and the band director that got tased. The last story about the band director absolutely had me in stitches. I was laughing so hard. The mental image of the kids and the parents and all the fans watching the band leader get tased because he wouldn't stop playing. He wouldn't let the band stop playing. And I thought, oh, my God, that had to be, traumatic for the kids. And I thought, but then the mental image of him getting tased, it was just cracking me up. I don't know why, and it still is. And I was laughing so hard I got choked, I guess, on my own spit. Then I started sneezing. So needless to say, I didn't get finished with my makeup, and I had to finish it at work after I got there. But that was just hilarious, and the way you presented it was hilarious, too, because you made the mental image a little bit more clear. So, yeah, that was a really good one. And I want to give a shout-out to Jim in Cleveland. I know the Browns and the fans got some bad news about Nick Chubb, and it breaks my heart, too, because he's a fellow Cedartownian, and it's the same, what bothers me is the same knee that was injured when he played for Georgia at the Tennessee game, but youth is on his side, he's still young, and he'll come back even stronger, I have no doubt. People are saying, oh, he's going to retire, that's the end. No, I don't think so. That's not the way he is. He's going to fight, and he's going to get through it. So, I think he will be fine and be even stronger. And I will pray for him, and I don't know if it really helps, but I will pray for him and his family. But anyway, and the Browns still have a good season. Fingers crossed. So anyway, I just want to, I love you, Jonesy. I love you, all the weirdos. Keep rocking on, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Hey, Jonesy, this is Dallas from Minnesota. I have to make a comment on the holistic nut job who thinks putting essential oils in your eyes is a good idea. I just surprised she hasn't gone blind yet, if that's actually what she does. But it does bring an important point, is that a lot of people in the world are so clueless to how scientific methods work that they start pushing stuff that's non-scientific. A funny one to kind of look at, I don't know if you've heard of this. This is from years ago. I don't know if this person is still relevant today, but there used to be this stuff called Jilly Juice. Basically what it did is it caused massive diarrhea in a person, and it was a salt water combination that really, really made a person sick. But the person claimed that it would grow arms and it would, make you feel better after she almost killed a couple people. I think that she was required to stop selling the stuff or just selling the idea. But, it is kind of funny, and one funny part that they put in that article that you read is the word theory. A lot of people use theory wrong. If you ever hear a person saying, well, it's just a theory, they're using the wrong word there, because it wouldn't be just a theory. A theory is as close to fact as possible. It'd be a hypothesis, and that would be where it would be just a thought, just a speculation. Like a conspiracy theory shouldn't be considered as conspiracy theory unless there is basically enough evidence to tell enough people that it's true. Now, yeah, you could have a lot of people on one side saying, okay, yeah, this conspiracy theory is true. But even there, if you're looking at just, a few thousand people, you can't really say that that's a large majority of people who believe in it. So instead, it should be a conspiracy hypocrisy. It shouldn't be a theory until you would have more than half of the population actually believe into it. It's really sad, and about every time that you hear someone say, follow the science, pay attention to that person, because that person probably isn't following science at all, and they're only regurgitating talking points. Unlike the vaccine for COVID, there's been absolutely no studies on it that have actually been, with merit. None at all. The booster shot that's coming out has not been even tested on humans. It's only been tested on a handful of lab rats. Yet.
Hey, Jonesy. It's Jeanette from Jersey. I just wanted to give you a call. I want to go back a few episodes because I really haven't caught up. The first one is the parents on the airplane, where you can actually pay to sit away from the child. Can the parents pay to sit away from their own child? I think it's a missed opportunity. I think a lot of people might want to do the same thing as all of us. Just maybe pay a little extra, put them in a different section of the plane while they sit back and relax. That's just one of them. The other one is the poop episode, the one, of course, where the United States has a high population of people that have this issue. They're constipated. They did a study. There's probably a lot of time into this study, a lot of people, a lot of energy. I would like to know the amount of money it costs for the study, because I think you and I could have did it in 5 minutes, maybe, or something a little bit better, and realized that the U.S. also has the highest population of a drug problem. Therefore, I guess the constipation goes hand in hand, and we could accomplish that task pretty quick without spending a lot of money. Just kind of thinking outside the box on that one. And the final one, and I will admit, when I listened to it, and I was laughing about the nun, right up until you said the name and I spit my water out, because the name was the last name of Gerlach, which is my family's name, or shall I say my maiden name, which of course is my family's name. And I just, of course, had to take that story and forward it and ask any of my cousins if they know the person, because the trait of this individual seems to follow along the family lines. One, that they do stuff that, of course, sometimes people go, no, she didn't. And then they follow up with stuff of like, well, you're not going to push me around, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do about it, and we're going to get a group of people and, come back and argue with you over it. So I'm just saying I would like to track her down and see if she's found me. Anyway, weirdos, have a great day. Talk to you next week. Bye.